Bro, dead serious, you do not need motivation. You just need discipline and consistency in every day. And I think I'm only 24, but I'm saying like I've lived long enough to see that like wanting motivation sucks. That shit is ass. It's way better to see like actually envision the life you want and then envision that the life you don't want, and then see that your action that you're taking day to day on a day-to-day basis is not leading you to what you want to do. And if you're leaning way more on motivation, your ass is cooked. It's over. I'm not even gonna lie, it's done. Because motivation is not gonna be there every single day, but the pain is gonna be there every single day. Because like a lot of the times, like growing up and stuff, I didn't see the the bad stuff that happened from my actions in real time because I wasn't that like focused and aware of what I was doing. But now, I'm starting to see it. And like as a kid in high school, like I didn't know that. I don't know if like everybody else was like on the wrong track, but I was like locked in. I just wanted to play football and like pass my classes and stuff. There was nothing besides football at school and maybe like girls every now and then, and the video games. That was my entire growing up. Like that was my entire high school time, and I don't think that was bad at all because I got an amazing opportunity to go to a college and play, and I was fucking able to go up higher and stronger. But the what helped me get there, I think, was me being disciplined and me being like, dude, some of the things that I'm doing right now isn't working. Let me try something else and let me stay on this type of path. And that's easier said than done. But nowadays, stuff comes so fucking easily, bro. Like, I was just scrolling now and I had to get off my phone to fucking, like, bro, I just need to upload, bro. And like, some of the fucking apps I can't even have on my phone because the self control is also important because self control is basically discipline for real, and motivation and shit like that is not self control. Motivation, you get that shit every now and then. You'll see it every now and then, but the discipline life is the free life, bro. Because like, if you cut out all the bad shit, you'll realize that like being more disciplined is way better for you. Like when you're building stuff, when you're actually not consuming content, not masturbating, not eating junk food, not doing the stuff that is easy, but it will cheaply get you what you want type shit, and it's not real. That shit will lead you down the wrong path. And a lot of the times, like growing up, you don't get to see the bad stuff. You're just living in life. You're just trying to survive. You can't see what's actually keeping you from your goals. And I couldn't see that shit either. But because it flies under your radar because you think, oh, bro, I just got off of work, bro. Let me chill out, gang. Let me fucking just do my own thing. And I did that shit yesterday. I had worked. Granted, I did work 12 hours, but I still came home and didn't do anything. Like I was just relaxing, which is like one thing from that is like if you're relying on a job that don't really care about you, that's not the best like route in life. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be replaced. Like people work 60 years, and I learned all this stuff from psych hacks. I think that's the best channel in my entire, bro. If you need any advice on anything, go to psych hacks, bro. Ryan Terabin, he does an amazing job. He's a psychiatrist and he just like breaks everything down the perfect way, but and all of it makes sense. But bro, if you work your whole, say you work 60 years, 40 years, whatever, and then you reach the end of your career and stuff like that, and you want to move on, you want to move forward, or you want to retire. People retire like 40 and like 60 and stuff like that, which is it's insane. But if you think that you can live your entire life and just lean on a job, you can't. And it's like that's way more riskier than starting the business or starting something that, if like say at a job you hurt yourself, or you do a bad you have a bad week, or you have a bad month, or a lot of stuff happens, and they're unforgiving, and they're like, oh yeah, you gotta go, gang. Now you're out on your ass and you don't have another job, when you could be working a job, giving your all to your job, and then giving your all to like a side hustle and stuff like that. And then now you're trying to build an income. At least trying is better than not trying at all. And then you're working toward this, and then you have your side hustle is built up, and now you're self-sustainable. You're like kind of independent in the world now, and that's what I've realized as well, is that like a lot of this stuff on the internet is like, oh, red pill, black pill, green pill. Like some of this shit, I'm like, that shit don't make sense for real. But uh, the one thing is important and it's true, is that the red pill is like, I try not to pay attention to all that stuff because it get confusion, all the pills and shit. But the red pill, I think what it says is like, the world, you have to create value. You have to be valuable to the world, and that's like a universal language. Like money is a universal currency, and it's a universal value. You can use all the world, you know, and you can get more money. You can get skills and stuff like that. And that's what the red pill is saying. Like you need to develop yourself to become, valuable to the world. And a big thing to become valuable is discipline, and it's not leaning on motivation and stuff like that. But that's just a big realization that like growing up, like the world is not gonna be like on your side at all times. Like you can make some mistakes, but if you don't own up to your mistakes, you're gonna be like, that shit's gonna just hurt even more, because you're gonna be like, oh, I thought this, or I thought, I can get some leeway, and I thought this. Hell no. There's people in the world that are paid to do things and take advantage. It's a harsh word, but there's people in this world that are paid to do their job basically, and they don't care. It's like what is it? Say Hitler's one of the Hitler's bodyguards or something like that, or he's killing Jews and stuff like that. That guy, he has a job. He has to feed his family. Yeah, he's doing something terrible, but at the same time, brother's doing his job. And well, obviously the Holocaust is crazy. And that's a freaking insane transfer, like connection to make with that. But that shit is like crazy. Like people that made these apps and that are like taking advantage of the youth, or taking advantage, I put that in quotation marks, taking advantage or doing their job. Sometimes their job is to do something that's bad for everybody else. Say like, the attention, it's an attention economy. Everybody needs to, or these people that made these apps, their job is to take your attention, take it from wherever it is and plant it on these apps for forever, or as long as they can. And some people, they're good at their jobs. You know what I'm saying? You can see how big social media just grew, and it's just such a big thing. And like maybe on like even like smaller scale, say you're a car salesman, and like you're basically the best, these people's best interests isn't in your best interests. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And it's just very important to know that, and you always have to keep your best interests to yourself. And maybe a lot of the times you don't know what's happening, and you're still young, and you're still trying to learn from people, you're still trying to learn from things. But it's very important to pay attention to your life, and pay attention to what's going on, and pay attention to how people can get over you, and how people can take your best interests and just keep their best interests. And I'm grateful that I was raised very well, and to look out for stuff like this. But like, the world is not coming to save you, and the world is not, everybody else is doing their job. Everybody else got families, everybody else got kids that need to take care of. Like, if they don't do their job, it's either you or them basically. And I'm not saying that there's not nice people out there in the world. There's kind people that want to give back. But I'm just saying, like, more often than not, you got to keep your own best interests in your own self and learn as fast as you can, as much as you can, and um, you know, be disciplined and pay attention. No, yeah, that's it.